We issued our media transparency report in June 2016, and that was the report from K2 that pretty much said media transparency issues, rebates and the like are pervasive in the US advertising industry. That was in June 2016. We followed that a month later in July with a report offering some solutions. And what we've learned since then, we did a quick survey among our members this past summer, so a year later, what they've done. And we've learned that there's been changes in three areas. Fundamentally, the contracts, first and foremost. I'll come back to that. Second, in auditing, so more of our members are auditing their agencies. And thirdly, in programmatic buying, so to have more transparent deals in programmatic buying. But the primary issue that our members have been focusing on is the contracts, because that was one of the key findings from K2, that when clients define relationships with their agencies, they said, it's my agency, they are my business partner. When I do good, they do good. We're in it together. When agencies were asked the same question, some answered that way. When I was an agency guy, I would have hoped I would have answered that way. But many other agencies said, our relationship with the client is defined by the contract. So that really put the light bulb on and shone a spotlight for A&A members that work needed to be done to tighten up client agency contracts.
So tell us how that's progressed from the time you guys came out to the report to where we stand today.
Yeah, so it's been sort of a slow build, but we've been hearing increasingly from our members that they've been looking harder at their contracts. Our chairman of the board, Mark Pritchard, has said it publicly from the A&A stage at our media conference that even the P&G contracts were not as tight as as he would like them to be. So my message to marketers is, if Mark Pritchard from P&G is saying, hey, our contracts could use a little bit of help, I think virtually every marketer in A&A is likely in the same place. So marketers are looking at them. You know, certainly a great time to look at contracts is during media pitches. So if you're pitching a new agency, it's a good time, but it's a slow build, but increasingly it's happened. What we've learned is that among our members that have taken some action regarding the rebates, that 60% have taken action around agency contracts.
And tell us about the production side of things.
Sure. So again, our media news debuted in summer 2016. In summer in 2017, we issued a report on production transparency. A lot more money spent on media, which is why we looked at that first. But production still represents a significant budget expense among many of our members. So I'll give you, Andy, a couple of examples of what I mean by production transparency. So increasingly, agencies have units that do production work, post-production editorial work. It's a business opportunity with more content being produced than ever before by clients, and the need for costs to come down. It's a great business opportunity for agencies. What we found, however, is that in many cases, the names of those business units are not directly linked with the agency name. So unless the client really knows the production unit that may be doing some business for that client is part of the agency, but the client may not know that. So, you know, first and foremost, those relationships need to be disclosed. Equally troubling is the fact that there are cases where those internal production units are competing against external independent editors. So here there's an agency producer getting 3 bids. One is from the internal production company. The other 2 are from outside independent editorial companies. Who wins that bid? You know, we have been talking about awareness building among our members to make them aware that this is happening. And one of the best practices that we suggest is all those relationships need to be disclosed. And if there is a case where an internal agency unit is being considered, those bids cannot initially go through the agency producer. They need to go through either a third party cost consultant or directly to the client.